Studio ACGT's sixth work, Kaze is the 13-episode adaptation of a manga of the same name by Moto Yoshida. It was directed by Takahiro Omori, whose most notable projects include Hellgirl, Bakano, and Durarara. The series aired spring 2004 and tells the heartbreaking story of a depressed man in his late 20s finding love for the first time while wrestling with the morality of his feelings for his teenage sister after meeting for the first time since childhood. There are few characters in Kaze and fewer of significance, but the three leads are the most brilliant characters that could have been written for the subject matter, representing three distinct philosophies that force the audience to acknowledge that there are several sides to every story. Koshiro is a realistic, fleshed-out character who struggles with his feelings for Sister Nanoka and exhibits a huge variety of emotions. The elation of first love, guilt and remorse for the nature of his love, hopefulness that she may share his feelings, hopelessness that society does not agree. It's difficult for him to look beyond what society has taught him concerning the immorality of incest, and the pressure pushing down on him is never lifted. Nanoka is the innocent love interest. Young and childish, she falls madly in love without taking into account the suffocating stigma engulfing her desires. We are not granted her inner monologue, but it is apparent that she does not feel the same level of guilt and shame for her feelings as Koshiro. She naively views their relationship through rose-colored glasses, prompting the audience to sympathize with the couple. Kaname Chidori plays the vitally important voice of reason later in the series. Because she's on the outside looking in, she attempts to shame and manipulate the couple by voicing the very real future consequences society will afford them when the relationship is discovered. Through her character, she reminds the audience that the relationship does not exist in an untouchable bubble, and that consummation of their feelings is only the beginning of their struggle. Incest is far from a unique theme in anime, but few treat the subject with as much maturity and respect as Kaze. It deeply explores the short-term concerns of Koshiro and Nanoka's budding feelings for one another and the internal struggles they endure while sorting through those feelings. Because of how incredibly well Kaze explores these concerns, it is all the more disappointing when it fails to address the long-term consequences of their relationship. This romanticizes it, and though inadvertent, the non-committal ending diminishes Kaname's realistic worldviews by not validating the complications she foresees. It unintentionally reinforces the message that love knows no bounds by allowing the audience to imagine a perfect ending for the couple, forgetting its intent to be an open-minded study of the morality of incest. The palette is genuine and realistic, using bland hues and subdued watercolor that fit the nature of the show. The character designs are similarly simple and realistic, successfully portraying unpretentious, average people. Though it mostly works for the show, the animation is conspicuously minimal and inconsistent. The texture of the animated segments and the backgrounds are noticeably different, and similarly, the characters are simply much better drawn in impactful scenes, while less care is given to them the rest of the show. As Koshiro, Patrick Seitz gives a more realistic, heartbreaking, and emotional delivery than Kenta Miyake, while Stephanie Sheh, in contrast, delivers Nanoka's lines more unnaturally than her Japanese counterpart. Because the rest of the cast is interchangeable, it really boils down to the importance of our two leads. Seitz's impactful delivery, doubled with his service as the main character and narrator, is simply more important than Sheh's short givings as Nanoka. The opening is simple, unassuming, and humble with a sentimental melody. It grows in meaning as the sadness of the story seeps into the relaxed opening, adding to the somber atmosphere of the show. The ending theme, in contrast, is more difficult to place due to the unique vocals. The soundtrack is simple and melodic, complementing the frank and tragic narrative. While it lacks in variety, it is tender, nuanced, and emotional, with its many heartbreakingly beautiful pieces, whose meanings swell as the story progresses. Overall, Kaze's unique work of art that should be viewed not as a passionate romance, but as a mature and touching study of the short-term emotional turmoil felt due to incestuous feelings that encourages empathy and understanding. B. Though not nearly as mature and realistic, Yosuga no Sora tells the story of a blossoming romance between twins. For more heartfelt, tragic romances, I suggest A Tale of Memories or any of the key adaptations.